What's it like to own a literal little red Corvette? Well, it's like living with a rock star, albeit one that, at times, can be quite challenging. I get there are those that look at people with Corvettes, new ones or old ones, and roll their eyes. Then there are others, actually most people my wife and I come across when we're out in our car, who give us a thumbs up, shout, "Nice car," or "Cool car." There is something timeless about these cars because young people seem to like it a lot. With those folks who grew up with them, you either go nuts for them or, much like smooth jazz and country music, you want nothing to do with them. One thing I know for certain, and this goes for any old car like this, when you see one out on the road, its owner is either handy or has money to burn.
Trust me, I'm handy.
My wife and I bought this in 2012 from a dealership north of Akron, Ohio. Someone had traded it in on a snowplow. Hashtag Ohio. Seeing how much trouble we'd had with it over the years, honestly, we would have been better off buying it off a Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or out of someone's driveway. All dealerships have to do is verify a car they're selling passes a minimal safety inspection. At least that's the case here in Ohio. Our little red Corvette is part of the third generation of Corvettes made between 1968 and 1982. Some refer to them as C3s. The biggest difference between third generation and second generation Corvettes, which were made between 1963 and 1967, are their bodies. Third gens are essentially second gens with a swoopier body on them. Underneath, they're quite similar. Our car was the 43,566th produced for model year 1977, rolling off the St. Louis, Missouri assembly line in July of 1977. Was shipped to the Merrick Chevrolet Company on Front Street in Berea, a suburb of Cleveland. It was sold to a Middleburg Heights woman who bought it for herself as a retirement present after she worked for General Motors Fabrication Division in Parma for 30 years. She parted ways with it before moving to San Francisco in 1981. I don't know much about our car over the next 32 years or so, but its engine had been rebuilt, bored out 30 to 40 over, big fat cam installed, all emissions controls removed, and the exhaust was heavily modified. Sadly, the rest of the car was sorely neglected. Fun and games with our car started right from the get-go on our way home from the dealership. When it broke down, we had stopped for dinner and afterwards it wouldn't start. Turned out the starter was failing. When it got hot from the engine, and these things run very hot, it wouldn't engage. As we waited for a tow truck and the engine cooled down completely, it turned over. Swap with the starter, fix that, fresh battery too. But wait, there's more. Oh, so much more. In addition to doing some things to our car that we wanted to do, like restoring the interior, brake lines burst, the master cylinder ruptured, the cooling system failed, power steering seized, the alternator died, grounds rusted out, and the biggest projects, the rear and then front suspensions needed to be rebuilt. Apart from the rear suspension, most of the parts are available at auto parts stores or online. If anything, these cars are catalog cars. Anything you need, you can get online. You could probably build one from the ground up ordering parts from Corvette America and Eckler's. You'll pay through the nose for it, but you can get just about anything you'd need. There's also a huge online community of fellow third-generation Corvette sufferers. Misery loves company. The forums are great. Those people really know their stuff. Since I sorted out the suspension, life with our little red Corvette has been fairly drama-free. We drive it more than ever now, and it's a heck of a lot more fun than, say, a Cadillac of the same vintage and gets a lot more attention. Would I trust it on an overnight trip out of town? Oh, hell no. It also only gets about 10 or maybe 11 miles per gallon, too. Owning any classic car is not for the faint of heart. Even one that's in perfect condition is going to give you fits, and as time soldiers on, there are less and less places to take old cars, too, to get them serviced. Hey, hope you're handy. Many shop won't touch anything that doesn't have a diagnostics port to plug it into a computer, and they look at you funny if you mention it has a carburetor. Knock on its plastic fantastic body, in the time we've owned our little red Corvette, it has yet to see the inside of a repair shop that wasn't my garage. Our car has become a family heirloom of sorts, and we have no plans to part with it anytime soon. Thanks for taking the time today to watch this short video on our little red Corvette. Feel free to comment below, perhaps adding your own stories about your Corvette or classic car. Be sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate you.